This is more about living in the time of the coronavirus epidemic. The nigger is a slave. The slave is a nigger. Another condition of the nigger is the complete lack of property. He owns nothing. This is tricky because Americans own so much, or they seem to. But that is a lot of hocus pocus because they are in debt, so they really own nothing except the debt. What they own owns them. All that stuff is amenities to cushion the blow of being a nigger. Distractions to keep her from knowing she is a nigger. Are you kidding me? Look at all this. How could you possibly think I'm a nigger? Hey, crazy people don't think they're crazy, and niggers don't believe they are niggers. We live that illusion. Another way to accomplish this, nationwide niggerdom, is to steadfastly devalue the currency until all the poor niggers have is worthless. Then the government can come to the rescue. We'll help you, you poor creature. Gregor Samsa. Write the story over. This time he's not a bug, he's a nigger. Exact same story. When you are young and something very exciting happens, or you are terrifically happy, you scream. You squeal, you shout it out. The movement is from the inside out. Outside is the huge, surprising, terrifying world. Inside are a few suspicions building about what the world is about and how to move around in it, how to evaluate it. But these are mostly barely formed, and so, in response to a sharp, new experience, you scream. When you are older, very much older, you are quiet. It's not so much that you have seen it all. You may be thoroughly happy, but you are quiet, still taking it in, feeling it deeply, savoring the moment. The movement is from the outside in. You take in as much as you can, even if you give no outward sign of that. The scream of the child and the calm introspection of the elder, they are really quite alike, even though they appear to be opposites. Each has their due. We are in the middle of one of our little excursions. Yes, we wear our masks everywhere we go. In the course of our travels, we entered a little town, old stone buildings and log cabins made of huge, hewn beams, and the signs said it was Winesburg, Ohio. Most of the businesses were closed, antique and gift shops, but I wanted to know. Finally, I found someone to ask, "Is this the Winesburg, Ohio?" "Sure is," people nodded and said, "Yep, this is Winesburg." And I said, "No, I mean, is it the Winesburg, Ohio?" And the man said, "He means that book. No, this is not that town he was writing about. It was another place." I said to my partner, if I remember the stories correctly, no one would say yes, sure, that this is the town. I should go back and read a few of those stories. Sherwood Anderson, I think. The 20s. Maybe he was over in Paris. My partner and I walked a trail embellished by art installations and haiku-bearing rocks. Much of this trail was adjacent to farmland, separated by rusted wire fence topped with barbed wire. That's the end of art. I could see the farmer's scowl at the waste of good farmland. It's tough to argue against that. he produces. What does art do? It suggests or states that there is more to life than mere survival. And yet, I always thought that writing was a tremendous calling, that writers were revered, honored, respected, in a way idolized. Then I wrote a book, and no one cared. Complete indifference. And when I say that, I mean to say that even if it came out somehow that I, that guy sitting there next to them, was a writer and had written a book, the reaction? Nothing. No interest. Honey, is there more potato salad? So, you write a book and you lose out to imaginary potato salad. And the farmer wonders how you can be so frivolous with such fertile land. More about simple human survival, and it might not be so simple, and why it might not be enough to fill that cup of living. Years ago, I was staying in a very old house, and one day I came across a diary, obviously, by look and smell, also very old. I opened it and read the dated entry. Cut a cord of wood today. The next, cut a cord of wood today. And the next, and the next, and the next. Cut a cord of wood today. How the days and months flew by, a blur. And then, wife sick today. Then, wife died. And then, cut a cord of wood today. You can guess the rest. That moved me enough that I have not forgotten it, after many years among many forgotten things. It nearly sparked a feeling of horror in me when I read it, and it troubles me still, today. That is part of the battle I fought as a writer. One, I did not kid myself. One, I was not going to win. There is no prose, there are no words that can sting or twist the implacable. That farmer, the one doing his duty, no more, no less.